Hi clarinets. Today's video exercise is going to be on mouthpiece buzzing. And what you're going to need for this today is your mouthpiece, your reed, your barrel, and your ligature. You will also need a pencil and a small piece of paper, such as a Post-it. What you're going to do to start off with, and this is going to help us find our perfect band face for great sounds on our clarinet. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of paper and you're going to very carefully slip it in between the reed and the mouthpiece. So I'm going to slide it in there very, very lightly. And I'm going to put it in there till it kind of stops on its own. I'm not going to shove it down there really hard. So kind of just slide it in and you'll feel it kind of come to a natural stop. Do you see where that is? You're going to take your pencil. You're going to draw a line where that piece of paper would be going across. So it should look like that when you're done. Okay, then you may remove your piece of paper. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumb and you're going to place it just below that line. Okay, just below that line. So don't let your thumb go over it, let it go just below. And you're just going to leave your thumb on there like this. Notice how my thumb has a little bit of a curve. It's not flat, it's got a little bit of a curve. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to set up our embouchure. So remember our embouchure, our bottom lip gets stretched over our teeth like you're putting on chapstick. Our teeth go on top of the mouthpiece like this. Okay. Notice my bottom lip is curled. Teeth go on top. And then you close the lip and you put the lip down like a curtain. So just think of it like a drape. Just draw the curtain over it. And then you're going to squeeze the corners. And you can actually see the muscles right there, right? That's my clarinet embouchure. Yeah, it looks kind of silly. So stretch. And then when you put this in your mouth with your thumb just below that line, you're going to put it in until you feel this part of your hand hit your chin. So I'll sit front profile so you can see. So I'm here, and my teeth are on top. I'm going to close the hole and squeeze my corners. And then I'm going to blow. And that's the kind of sound we're going for. Now, some things to watch out for to make sure not to do. Don't use too little reed, which is why we have the line. If you use just a tiny tip of reed, it won't play. It just won't. It'll feel like you're blowing into a closed tube where you're getting back pressure. So if you just have a tiny, tiny bit of the reed, it won't work. If you put too much of the reed in, you'll get a really high squawk like this. Like that. That's how you know you got too much reed in your mouth, okay? That's a fun sound. All right? Another thing you want to make sure to do is not to bite down on top of the mouthpiece. And here's why. If you look really closely, you see that little gap between my reed and my mouthpiece. And if you bite down, you close that gap, and then the reed can't vibrate because that's what makes the sound. So you just want to set your teeth down lightly. All the squeeze comes from the corners, like a drawstring bag. Zip. So I set, zip, and that's your sound. Now, if you have your BandMate chromatic tuner that you downloaded on your iPads, okay, if you make sure your little tab is set to the sharp, okay, when you play your mouthpiece, if you're doing it right, it will say G sharp. And that little sharp sign that kind of looks like a hashtag, it's called a sharp, okay? So music's been around longer than Twitter. So it's a sharp sign. So I'm going to put it in. I'm going to squeeze, and you should get a G sharp. Let's see if I can do it. And that's what you want, okay? So the next thing you need to make sure to practice at home when you're doing this is just to make those sounds. Once you find your G sharp, or even if you don't find it, even if it's like a G and it's not quite there yet, that's okay. You'll get stronger the more you play, okay? What I'd like for you to do is, if I could get my phone to switch to a metronome, it's being awfully challenging right now. All right. And so something you can do at home is to do 4 counts on and 4 counts off with your mouthpiece. And you can just snap your fingers. You can tap your toe like we've done in class. And all I need to practice is making long sounds and then breathe in. When you breathe in, do not take your teeth off the mouthpiece. You can even breathe through your nose if you want to start with. So, okay, do that a few times with me. Ready? 1, 2, squeeze. And one more time. 1, 2, ready? So if you can practice that at home, the better you get at that, the better your clarinet is going to sound. All right. And it's going to set you up for success. So that way, when you start learning your band notes, I'm going to again use my line to find my happy place. When you start playing clarinet, it's going to sound really, really nice and it's going to play easier for you. So happy practicing. Be sure to spend a little bit of time on that. Use the paper trick. Work on making your buzzes, or sometimes we call it a crow. And I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you very much.